A man carries a dog as people flee in Irpin, Ukraine, March 9, 2022. Reuters. Maxim Levin. Yulia Vigranyak, from Mykolaiv, cries as she holds her dog, following their arrival by ferry at the Isakia-Orlivka border crossing, Romania, March 14. Reuters. Spomenov. A dog stands between suitcases after his owners fled from Ukraine at the village of Moshcheny near the border checkpoint at Korzova, Poland, March 1. Reuters. Kai Pfaffenbach. A woman holds her spaniel dog during snow at the border crossing in Siret, Romania, March 10. Reuters. Clodagh Kilcoyne. A woman fleeing Russia's invasion of Ukraine rests at the train station with her dog in Zeheny, Hungary, March 4. Reuters. Bernadette Szabo. A woman and her dog look out from a bus window at a temporary accommodation center in Korzova, Poland, March 3. Reuters. Yara Nardi. A woman carries her dog during an evacuation in the town of Irpin outside Kyiv, Ukraine, March 13. Reuters. Marco Urica. Dogs follow a baby after fleeing from Ukraine to Romania, at the border crossing in Siret, Romania, March 20. Reuters. Clodagh Kilcoyne. A child fleeing Russia's invasion of Ukraine rests next to two dogs at a train station in Krakow, Poland, March 17. Reuters. Kamil Jasinski. A Polish army soldier carries a refugee's dog on their way to board a train after crossing the border from Ukraine to Poland, at the border checkpoint in Medyka, Poland, March 9. Reuters. Fabrizio Bench. A dog lies on a bed at a youth sports center transformed to accommodate refugees fleeing Ukraine, in Rygla, Poland, March 11. Krzysztof Kwikhagen-Wyborcza. A person fleeing Russia's invasion of Ukraine carries a dog in a backpack while boarding a train to Budapest departing from Zeheny, Hungary, March 3. Reuters. Bernadette Szabo. A local resident holds a dog outside a residential building in the besieged southern port city of Mariupol, Ukraine, March 19. Reuters. Stringer. A woman and her dog stand outside a temporary accommodation center after fleeing Russian invasion of Ukraine, in Korzova, Poland, March 3. Reuters. Yara Nardi. Women with dogs walk after crossing the border checkpoint in Medyka, Poland, March 19. Reuters. Kacper Pempel. A Ukrainian refugee holds her dog inside a temporary shelter after arriving by train in Bucharest, Romania, March 13. Reuters. Edgar Garrido. A woman and her dog wait at the train station in Przemysl, Poland, March 2. Reuters. Yara Nardi. A woman cuddles a dog at the train station after fleeing Russia's invasion of Ukraine, in Zeheny, Hungary, March 3, 2022. Reuters. Bernadette Szabo. A woman comforts her child as a pet dog looks on at a refugee shelter in Berezsényi, Hungary, March 7. Reuters. Bernadette Szabo. A child eats while holding a dog in front of a tent, after fleeing from Russia's invasion of Ukraine, at the border crossing in Siret, Romania, March 2. Reuters. Spomenov. A refugee holds her dog as they queue for trains to Poland at the train station in Lviv, Ukraine, March 7. Reuters. Marco Urica. A refugee fleeing from Ukraine stands with her dog at Nyugati Station, in Budapest, Hungary, February 28. Reuters. Martin Monews. A woman holds her dogs at the village of Moshcheny near the border checkpoint at Korzova, Poland, March 1st. Reuters Pfaffenbach. Ukrainian girl holds her dog outside a reception center in Przemysl, Poland, March 19. Reuters Pempel. People stand with their luggage and a dog at the train station in Széchenyi, Hungary, March 3. Reuters Bernadette Szabo. People sit with a dog and a cat on a train to Budapest departing from Széchenyi, Hungary, March 3. Reuters Bernadette Szabo. A woman comforts a dog as they rest at the train station in Széchenyi, Hungary, March 3. Reuters Bernadette Szabo. A refugee waits with a dog at the border crossing in Vishnameki, Slovakia, March 3. Reuters Lukáš Gloela. People fleeing Russia's invasion of Ukraine, of which one carries a dog, attempt to enter a bus to Poland at a long-distance bus terminal in Lviv, Ukraine, March 2. Reuters Thomas Peter. A woman drinks tea with her dog inside her jacket, after fleeing from Russia's invasion of Ukraine, at the border crossing in Siret, Romania, March 2. Reuters Spomenov. A woman with a dog sits near personal belongings as refugees arrive at a border crossing in Vishnameki, Slovakia, March 1. Reuters Lukáš Gloela. A woman holds a dog as refugees fleeing the Russian invasion of Ukraine arrive at a border crossing in Vishnameki, Slovakia, March 1. Reuters Lukáš Gloela. A woman carrying a dog collects food as people flee the Russian invasion of Ukraine, near a border crossing in Vishnameki, Slovakia, March 1. Reuters Lukáš Gloela. A woman with her dog pauses after fleeing from Russia's invasion of Ukraine, at Sighetu Marmatye border, Romania, March 1. Reuters Feja Grulovic. A person fleeing Russian invasion of Ukraine stands holding a dog during a snowfall at a temporary camp in Przemysl, Poland, February 28. Reuters Yaranardi. Yvette Lozano holds her dog Ramona at the Benito Juarez International Airport after being evacuated from Ukraine following the Russian invasion, in Mexico City, Mexico, March 4. Reuters Luis Cortez. A person from Ukraine rests with her dog at a refugee shelter, after Russia launched a massive military operation against Ukraine, in Szabolcs, Hungary, February 28. Reuters Bernadette Szabo. A refugee woman fleeing from Ukraine stands with her dog at Nyugati Station, in Budapest, Hungary, February 28. Reuters Martin Mo News. People with a dog wait on a platform at the train station in Przemysl, Poland, February 28. Reuters Pfaffenbach. A woman carries her dog after fleeing from Ukraine at the border crossing in Siret, Romania, February 27. Reuters Spomenov. A man walks with a child and their dog as people arrive at a border crossing between Poland and Ukraine, in Medyka, Poland, February 26. Reuters Pempel. A woman disembarks a bus, after fleeing Russia's military operation against Ukraine, in Athens, Greece, March 1. Reuters Kostas Baltas. A woman fleeing Russian invasion of Ukraine holds a dog at a temporary camp in Przemysl, Poland, February 28. Reuters Yaranardi. A boy fleeing Russia's invasion of Ukraine rests at the train station with a dog in Széchenyi, Hungary, March 4. Reuters Bernadette Szabo.